All right, big dog, we live. We finally live. It took us about a solid 30, 35 minutes, but we finally here. Actually, it actually took us like a week, to be
Yeah,
real.
I'm about to say we took a week off, so yeah, it's more than 35 minutes.
No, for sure. But you know what? It was a much needed break. I think the both of us had a lot of fun doing what we did. So, you know, big international jet setting out in Mexico.
I'm say you gotta get out and travel a little bit.
Oh yeah. Now I got the travel bug. Now I need to figure out what my next trip is gonna be.
Yeah, man, fill up them stamps, boy.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
All right, so we got to go through last week's episodes of Snowfall and Bel Air. Bel Air was the season finale, so I'm tempted to give that the nod over Snowfall, but
To go
completely up
first?
to you.
Yeah, no, man. Like it's a lot from Snowfall from these last two episodes is in my head, but Bel Air, I wanna get into Bel Air for sure.
I agree. So let's talk about Bel Air. Let's talk about Bel Air first.
Sounds good.
All right, so Bel Air season finale. Where to? The opening scene, we are at an exhibit for Viv's paintings. New Uncle Phil steps over to look at Will, who is admiring the painting she did of him, and they have a deep conversation about the things that new Uncle Phil has sacrificed for Will. Any thoughts on that opening scene at all?
Yeah, still gross time that Will giving all this adulation because of this. It's just like, yeah, Uncle Phil did move mountains. Definitely an important piece in my bad, y'all. An important piece in Will's maturation since he done been out there in LA. But it's still that slight bit of manipulation that's behind that we know about as an audience that Will still doesn't know. So it just feels weird, feel like not right now.
I agree.
You said this at any other point, you've probably been good. Right now it feels off.
I agree. All right, so random, but not, I guess, so random cameo from artist Hebrew Brantley, who a lot of people might not know who he is. He looks like a fucking football player,
Right.
but he's actually an artist out of Chicago. And you might even see some of his work in Chance the Rapper's video Angels, which is on Coloring Book. So just thought I'd throw that out there to who that guy was and why he just randomly popped up. Okay, so Jazz pulls up on Hillary and Carucci while they're talking and comes up with yet another trash line since her name is Ivy. You're not going to poison me, are you? Come on, fam. Boo. Tomatoes. I mean, he is the short king, but when it comes to these lines, he is.
No, that's your boy. No, that's your boy.
Out. Oh, yeah, that's my homie. That's my guy.
No, you
that's
take L's with him. You try to wear dubs when he win. So share that L with him.
At least he gets a dub later on. I'll take the L, I guess. We cool. Hillary clearly disapproves as well, but maybe for different reasons. Maybe she's a little jealous that he's, trying to use lines on.
I thought it might have been a little jealousy too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Jazz is a very sociable person, so I wouldn't make too much of it if I was Hillary, but you know how those things go.
I would agree. Ashley talking big shit to Carlton as he's looking at the picture of Will. When he asks why the crown over Will's head in the picture.
Hey, yo, Ashley. Yo, why are you breeding smoke? Like, why are you starting fires? What's going on with you?
One of her only speaking scenes that doesn't have anything to do with LGBT, and she's talking big shit.
Starting shit. Like starting shit. Why are you over here planting them evil seeds, girl? I don't know. I don't think it really that Carlton took it to heart. It was said kind of jokingly, but it did kind of catch me. Like, hey, damn, Ashley, what the hell? Like, you ain't spoke for half a season. Now you over here sowing dissent.
Right. Tony Robinson says Ivy is that thing forbidden because I'm trying to enter.
Nah,
he trying to. You know what I mean? He like that Carucci shit. I don't blame him. All right. So Will pulls up on Lisa and she explains that she's there for Aunt Viv and not for Will. He's not completely wrong for withholding the information considering what would be on the line for new Uncle Phil, but she's not completely wrong for being upset because essentially Will can't trust her.
It's so funny. It is so funny because this conversation is playing out exactly the way we said it was. It's so obvious, like, oh my God, Will, you lied to me. You could have just trusted me. I'm sorry, Lisa. I just couldn't tell you. It was too much at stake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, it played out literally how exactly the way we thought it would. Very for a show that has avoided cliches like the plague. They fell right face first into this one. They fell face first into that one.
Facts. Big facts. Jazz then comes through with the fire advice to just tell her how she feels, or tell her how he feels. Tell her how Will feels. Because the worst thing that'll happen is that he gets curbed, which is hilarious because he should have been curbed twice now because of them whack ass lines. Jazz should not be the one talking about, oh, you can just get curved.
No, yeah, no. Shout out to Jazz because you always need a friend like Jazz to encourage you to just shoot your shot and don't worry about getting told no. You know, you need a friend like that to put the jetpack on you sometimes.
But no, not Jazz.
Which also, I felt like he made it pretty clear where he was at. I don't feel like right then and there was the time to say the words. Anyways, it actually kind of made it weird. Like I felt like now it can almost be viewed as being manipulative. Like, oh, you about to leave? You about to run away? I love you. Please stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can almost come off, like I said, like manipulative. So I don't know. I felt like he did a pretty good job of expressing how he felt and how sorry he was the first go around. But you know, maybe it's just, you know, you got to take your licks for the first one, I guess.
Now with that, obviously, like you said, Will went ahead and said that he loved her. But she herself felt like that could have been a little manipulative, which is interesting because she just got out of a relationship with Carlton where that's the same shit that he did. She's perfectly valid for feeling that way.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Okay, so next scene, we see our short king Jazz getting his dub, laid up with Hillary in the bed. He has some solid advice for her on the way that she should move with her business, as far as, you know, obviously she done got followers for her mom, and she got followers for Jazz's record store, 5,000 to be exact. So obviously she's pretty good at this, you know, setting up people's social media to flourish. So maybe she should probably go that route. And Jazz is back here again with the great advice.
Yeah, no, he's getting in there. I don't know. Why did Hillary need to be told to use Karrueche as a partner instead of a lifeline? Like, I don't some of this stuff I don't understand. Like, I understand maybe not ever being in business and kind of learning as you go, but I would feel like just the mentality that Hillary started out with would make her seek a dominant position in a role like that. You know, not something where she's being subservient, because that's what turns you off to Kylo, right? So why would you even need to be coaxed at this point to do something that gives you leverage as opposed to something that puts you at the ultimate mercy of somebody else? It's like she having a hard time getting on that train. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Lesson 2. Let's move on now.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, no, shout out to Jazz, man. Solid confidant, right? Like that's your guy, your music guy, your driver. You know what I'm saying? Those they get the most work, most thought process. I feel like in those two areas, so it makes sense for Jazz to to be everybody's bouncing ball, everybody's sound room, confessional. Yeah. You know,
especially since Hillary seems to be that for a lot of the people in her family. She ultimately still needs somebody to be that for her as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's when Will decides to call Hillary for some advice. She hangs up. Jazz answers, knowing that they will be together. And so he basically
like, why do you think everybody don't already know? Like, why you think you being so secretive? Man?
You know?
Everybody know.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody hip.
Yeah. And so basically he asked for some advice on how to talk to Lisa, which he apparently sets up a meeting with Lisa for 3:00 later that day or the next day. Carlton finally gets some alone time with his pops. New Uncle Phil cops some track time before an F1 time trial, which is Carlton's shit because he doesn't have to do it with Will. He can just do it all alone and have some alone time with his dad.
We was talking. They was talking about driving, right? Driving cars.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, for a minute there, I was like, man, Carlton, you don't even look fast. But then it was like when he told Will he don't even like racing. I was like, they probably talking about cars. That seems like something Carlton would like. It kind of lined up.
I mean, if Carlton doesn't know what getting bunnies on a fast break is,
you're right. I was about to say now if you don't know no basketball terms, you for sure ain't out there on the track.
Right?
It's just not. It's not. That don't work like that.
Big facts. Big facts. The kids are finally finding out about what happened to Geoffrey and why he's been gone so long. Any thoughts on that?
I think that is super funny that there was no transition into the truth for Phil. It was just like family emergency, like indefinitely, like he has a permanent family emergency that he's never going to return from and never call and tell anyone about. Like that was that the plan, Phil? Like that was supposed to work for all the kids, the grown ones included, and Vivian. That was supposed to be enough. Family emergency. He's been gone for 2 weeks. Have you heard from him? Has he called you?
Nope.
Family emergency?
Tony Robinson says Ivy liking Jazz is going to ruin Hillary and Ivy's business relationship. I don't know, bro. Jazz seems like the type of guy to be a little loyal, I would think.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing for old girl. That don't mean nothing for old girl, and if that don't mean nothing for old girl, then it definitely don't mean shit for Coco, for Miss Hillary. So I could actually see that because I was wondering why they put that little bit of foreshadowing in there. So
I agree.
That could be a potential bug next season. That hopefully I hope not. That they split, but that could be a rift. Maybe Jazz is just a little too sociable for Hillary.
For sure. Once Will head to basketball practice, the gate still being open, someone slides in with a Toyota, and lo and behold, it's Marlon Wayans.
Who left? And why
Will.
do we have?
I think Will left.
Okay, never mind. He was waiting for the gate to open so he could come in. I get it now. I get it. I was like, who left and why you need to wait for them to leave so you could pull up? I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little confused as to why the gate didn't close immediately. Like, how is it that it gave it enough time for somebody else to drive through?
Well, but what if you taking multiple cars out? They got a long ass driveway. They be having hundreds of guests. You don't want the gate just opening and closing.
I guess Geoffrey's not watching the gate anymore.
Yeah, that's baller shit. But yeah, no. Also, Geoffrey not watching the gate. He could have buzzed the goddamn button, and one of the kids would have picked it up. Why you even need to How would you? He's lying. That's not Lou, Will's father. Ignore him. You could just knocked on the door, fam. You didn't even have to do the Splinter Cell stuff.
Right.
But he got up through there. He got through there for sure.
Yep. Apparently, Geoffrey spoke to him directly, basically telling him that, obviously your son wants to speak with you.
Yeah, I know he went that far.
Yeah.
It low-key sound like Geoffrey was like, oh, for real? So you not going to do us right? All right, bet. Hey, this where he at. He really want to see you pull up. I know he did. I know he did all that.
Yeah.
That's low-key a lot. That's a lot because it's still, even though I feel like Geoffrey's right, it ain't his place. It's not your place to correct another man's wrongs, especially if we're talking about his family. So that was a bit of an overstep, and that's probably why he was going to resign. Because he felt like, look, I can't just sit here and let you do this, with this boy and his father. But I also probably am out of bounds by interfering. So let me resign. But that was before Will asked him, to do what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So very, very much, there's a lot of conflict there with Geoffrey. But I feel like directing him towards Will was a little much. You could have gave the nigga his number. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have connected them in other ways besides, hey yo, he lives at 1600 Bel Air Palace.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently Lou is an ex-con and spent time in a halfway house. Let's see. New Uncle Phil thinks he's on to something, or he's after something. Sorry. which makes sense because now all of a sudden he shows up. Like, he didn't show up all those years in Philly, but now all of a sudden he shows up now that Will is in this Bel Air mansion living it up. So he obviously thinks that Lou is after something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, especially if he was a scammer from back in the day. Like, if you know him for lying, and now he coming around, now that Will got all this stuff around him, then I guess I can understand the skepticism. I want to talk about the overall reveal for a second, because this is about as much of a moment that we get, besides the fact that it's goddamn Marlon Wayans. That's pretty much it. Just, yeah, I was locked up. Your dad was my lawyer, or
Yeah.
your uncle was my lawyer.
Yep.
Not they tried to send him to prison strategically. Not they set him up to split him and his sister up. Not he was in there for murder or something crazy like that. Sorry again. Just that literally he was in jail, which is pretty typical. I'm not understanding what the whole this secret could tear the family apart thing was. Maybe they changed something. I don't know, man. But again, we were off the the Aunt Viv thing for a while, floating other theories of what it could be. I wasn't expecting this. This felt a little light as to be the build up for the entire season. What are you not telling me? What are you not telling me? What are you not telling me? I guess if I was really trying to break it down, I would say that maybe it was because of the fact that he always believed that his father left by choice. Yeah. And maybe knowing the fact that he was locked up would change things for him. Except we literally see that play out in real time in this conversation, and it didn't change shit about how he felt about Manor. So I'm confused on what the buildup was for. Maybe there's still some information tucked away. I didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like anybody was holding anything back. So I just don't know about the reveal. I don't know what you thought about that.
Well, I don't know. I kind of felt like it was more of a thing where it was like, oh, you didn't just leave. You were in prison. You could have tried to contact me, and you were in a halfway house for what, 3 years? Like, you could have reached out to me at some point, any point. I don't know. I thought that was a portion of it, but I still feel like I agree. It was kind of light a little bit. Like, there could have been something else there, but
I mean, if that was it, then I felt like they could have left the fact that he was locked up maybe a secret. But we knew that he was locked up, at least for a period of time that he was away from Will, from a previous conversation with Geoffrey and Phil, like mid-season. So if that excuse me, if that was the big secret that was supposed to break down the family with them, I guess we've known what the big secret was for half the season.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. It was kind of light. It is what it is. Yeah. And I think Will Smith could have definitely been the dad as opposed to.
I like Marlon Wayans.
I do too.
It reminds me not reminds me, but it made me realize how much them niggas look like each other. Him and Will Smith.
Oh, no, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Marlon Wayans and Jabari Banks, that is like, bruh, you might need to do some 23andMe, some DNA tests or something.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Man. For sure. That may be your seed, brother. Right. It may be your seed.
Chillmonger says his dad can return, unlike in Fresh Prince, which is true. At any point, because of all this situation, he could show back up.
Oh, he'll definitely be back, because the way that this conversation ended, that won't be the end. That won't be the end of that. I think it was going too well for it to just end like that. Like, it was getting real cozy, real buddy. He was starting to see
out of nowhere too.
Well, they touched on one subject that they will always disagree on, which is his mother. Right? Marlon will never see eye to eye with Will on his mother. Will can never see eye to eye with his father on his mother. It'll never be a point where they can come to a consensus.
Yep.
And being that he's been gone all this time, he ultimate defense towards his mother, ultimate deference. It has to be because that's his parent.
Yeah, that's who raised him this entire time.
Been here. Yeah. Regardless of your circumstances, homeboy, she raised me, you know? And I definitely can't just let you sit up here and talk about her. I felt like, you know, Marlon, he probably could have been a little lighter. I felt where he was coming from. It was like, oh, well, you know, Phil started making some money. And then all of a sudden now she looking at her sister and her sister's husband like I'm supposed to be doing the same thing he is. I you know, that you can feel that.
Yeah, very possible.
Maybe say it a little lighter than what you said it.
I mean, yeah, but if that caused him to make the decision that he makes that landed him in jail for 10 years away from his son, I can understand there being a little bit of bitterness.
That. Just be like, hey, I felt a lot of pressure trying to provide for you and your mom. She wasn't really making it easy on me. I ultimately end up making the decision that landed me in jail. Not she was on the back, bitch was on my line all the time, making money this, making money that. Let's do that. She the reason why I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a way to do it for sure.
Yeah, that's not gonna go over well at all. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. So.
And then choking him. How was that supposed to fix the situation? I guess in the heat of the moment.
After it all kind of broke down, it was like, you don't need to go this far. You don't need to be a bitch ass nigga, and you don't gotta get choked up. And then
go ahead. I was just gonna say probably one of the most impassioned moments that I've seen from Jabari Banks this entire season. Probably one of my favorite seasons, even though it came out of something that it didn't have to.
He always yelling and crying. It was very realistic though, because all of that built up anger and frustration, you could see it when he first came into the conversation. Like he was ready to do that when he first got there. And then to his surprise, he began to understand what his dad was going through. And so it kind of took the temperature down. And then immediately, as soon as his mother got mentioned, it all of that just went out the window. See, there's no trust. Ain't no trust there. There's no relation there. There's no tethers.
Yeah.
So anything that you would say, even if it's from your perspective, even if it's true, I'm not about to hear that. I'm not connected to you. I'm connected to my mom. You just the dude that showed up after, 10, 15 years, however long it's been.
Yeah, approach with caution when a young black boy is talking about his single mom.
Like, bruh, make you feel love, telling you thought about him every night. And he started out so well. But then Will started to not give a damn anymore and starts talking to him as if he don't care about him. And now he's a man, so he's defensive and he's gonna protect himself and his father. Like, look, man, I know I was gone, but I just told you I was gone, not by choice. Like, I'm still your daddy. I didn't give up my right to be your father. Well, maybe.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I liked about it so much is that it definitely seemed real. The tension was definitely there. I think Chill mentioned that, about 60% of that was probably improvised. Like it seemed real. It seemed like that's again a conversation that a black man would have with his father if that was the circumstance.
His strange father.
Yeah. Yep. So okay. So Karrueche asks Hillary for some advice, which Hillary then attempts to parlay into a relationship with her to get Karrueche to buy her out of the house, basically.
Right.
Which I did not know Karrueche was out here paid like that. She said, I got to talk to my accountant, the way that my funds is set up. Like, all right.
Yeah, okay. No, she a whole new animal on this show. She different. She different. Yeah. She don't need who cut jeans over here. But yeah, no. Hey, shout out to the Short King again, man. She would never even had that idea if it wasn't for Jazz. But that's clutch though to get her out of that thing with Kylo, because I definitely thought that something from them tapes was gonna come back to haunt her. Definitely thought it looked like she's getting off scot-free.
It could. if
it still
negotiations
could
go
come back to
sour,
bite her maybe next season, but at least for this season, looks like she's all right.
For sure. Will decides that he wants to leave because he's not feeling love in the situation anymore. Obviously. My only problem is terrible planning. Where are you going to go?
No, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the spaz. I don't understand it. I don't even understand how Vivian is involved in any of that. I don't get it. Why is Will gonna hate her? She specifically said to Vi, if Will finds out, he's gonna hate me. Why? Why? Yeah. Why? 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 you weren't a lawyer in the case. You're not even a lawyer, fam. Like, why is he gonna be mad? I'm so confused. There were so many little nuggets that was supposed to be leading up to this reveal about what the hell's going on with Will's father, and it was just like, nigga been locked up for the last 10 years. Oh, well, I mean,
that's it.
Seems like a pretty reasonable reason to not be in my life. I mean, he's in jail. Maybe he just doesn't want me to see him in jail. Like, I feel like enough people have had that conversation for that to be a common enough thing. Like, damn, he's in prison for an extended period of time, and he doesn't want, the lasting vision of me or of him in my mind to be him in prison. Like, no one finds that. Not a single person finds it admirable. I can understand a lot of people being on the other side of that because it's like, oh, I'll protect Will, do whatever he can. Damn your pride. Bless his gift. No one can take any compassion into that. It's like a deep, dark secret that we have to hide from people. Like,
I would agree. He definitely could have called home at any point, though.
He could have called home. He could have did family days. He could have did a lot. I'm saying though, like, so you found out, Will, right? And yeah, we didn't tell you where he was at, but like, my God, you gotta run away. You have to leave. You gotta run away. You don't feel loved here anymore because we didn't tell you that your dad was in jail. We didn't destroy your entire world and tell you that your father was locked up, down bad, upstate, up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Like, come on, man. A lie is a lie is a lie, and anybody's gonna be mad when they get lied to. But there was just like a little bit of lack of reason and a lot of bit of overreaction with the whole runaway thing. Fam, you in high school, bro. So now? Damn your scholarships, damn your season, damn Lisa, because my daddy was locked up. Now come on, man. Now you from West Philly. Don't sit up here and play the hell out of crazy like you don't understand what that is. Like you don't understand. Like, all right, life for me goes on. Your daddy out. He out. All right, You got the information you needed. You know what's up now. What's up?
You move on now.
Yeah, the runaway thing was like, I would have expected it to have been a bigger secret for him to react like that. So It does make me think maybe they changed something. Maybe they adjusted the reveal. Maybe. But something's not fitting here. It was like Bill.
I agree. Tony Robinson says that he thinks that Vivian and Vi are still hiding things.
Yeah, they better be. Because Lou being locked up is not. Come on, man. 40 million black men locked up in jail right now. It's not news.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. So the season for excuse me. I'm getting back into the swing of things. You know what I'm saying? Mexico had me a little while. I'm getting back into the swing of things. Anyway, so the season comes full circle when Jazz finds Will at the Hollywood sign. Jazz drops yet another gem by saying the key to happiness is staying true to who you are, no matter where you are. Fire. I don't know,
but
I don't know why Jazz is the one with the amazing bars out here, but he just is. He always has something dope to say.
Like, nigga, take your ass back to that goddamn mansion. Stop playing.
Right.
Where you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Yeah. No, I agree. Also, So since the season is over, two things actually. Not so sure I liked that it ended with dreams and nightmares again. You could have done something else with that.
That's their official theme song now, fam. They've got it. It's there.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Something major is happening. They're going to play dreams and nightmares. So that should be a key. That should be a key for deaths, breakups, triumphs. When you hear dreams and nightmares, something big is happening.
Pregnancies.
Lisa's pregnant. You didn't even talk about how old girl, Miss Vivian, went back out and told Reed a whole bunch of lies about a conversation that her had.
No, you're right.
About him being cool working with dude. Because that is not the conversation I witnessed. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all.
Nope.
What conversation was that, Vivian?
There was none. She's trying to elevate despite clearly lying about any conversation that they had about Reed.
Doing a lot. She's doing a lot right now.
I think the conversation that Lisa was going to have with Will was one that she was pregnant. That's just what I think. I was waiting for it the entire time. I was like, she's fucking pregnant.
I thought she was about to move.
I can see that too. I guess I can see that.
She was getting ready to leave for some reason, like she was about to bounce.
It had to have been a huge conversation for her to be so fucking upset about, obviously, him missing.
Let's talk about when Carlton went over to her house. Because a couple things stuck out to me about that. The first one was the way that she wasn't like, first of all, Carlton is banging on your door, snot balling out his face because Will is missing. And the first thing that came out of your mouth was, he stood me up today, Carlton. Listen. Do you think I'd be sitting here banging on your door asking if Will was here, if him standing you up for a date was more important than what it is I got going on right now? Please.
Make that
make sense to me, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm irate. I ran all the way here. My heart is pounding out of my chest, and I'm screaming at you, asking you where Will at. You think the fact that he didn't show up for his trip, maybe you should be like, oh my God, is Will okay? He didn't show up to meet me, and now Carlton's running around looking for him like goddamn Inspector Gadget. So duh.
I think that was just for them to kind of remind the viewers that she would be upset about the situation.
No, we know you're angry.
We're not. It's one of the things where they kind of dumb down the situation to make sure that we grasped what was going on in that situation, in her head at least.
That didn't make no sense. Also,
it didn't.
Carlton got about the ugliest cry face I've ever seen in my life, boy. He got the Miss Seeley. He got the color purple joint.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Hey, his cry face is woo.
Yeah, no more crying scenes for bro.
Ever again. No more.
Oh man. See, Tony Robinson said, I think Ivy will be hard at Jazz next season. It's ability. I mean, Jazz is cool as fuck, smart guy, all the fucking advice to give to everybody. Short
Karen. I can definitely see that being a rift creating between them two. It would be unfortunate to see it, but they were clearly trying to show us something.
The question, Tony Robinson, is who are you choosing between Karrueche and Coco Jones? That's the question. I think I'm still picking Coco Jones, but that's just me. But anyway, Polo Boy says, how did y'all feel about Carlton giving Will the money? I'm cool with it.
Smooth.
Where the hell did Carlton get stacks like that, though?
Where?
Little money. Okay, never mind. You know what I mean. That's not just allowance. That's not just allowance.
It's no way that's just allowance. Couple weeks worth of allowance.
No, bro, he's selling coke on the
side.
You
know where he live at? You see where the hell he's
selling coke. But he don't have to do shit around the house. So what the fuck is he getting allowance for?
Work out and go shoe shopping afterwards.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. That's a fact.
You how old? You going what? You doing what? Buy it. Boy, man, I had to work about 72 carrot to 30. do illegal overtime because I wasn't old enough to be doing overtime.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Niggas talking about shoe shopping. Oh, are you now? Is it the first day of school coming up? First day of school coming up?
No.
We coming back from the break?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
That was shoe shopping for me, dog. That was shoe.
Oh man. Tony Robinson says, "Can I have them both?" You absolutely cannot. You have to choose. That's the point of the question, my guy. Polo Boy says he's shooting Carucci.
You missed a lot of comments, bro.
No, I didn't. I got all of them, bro.
No, you didn't.
Oh wait, Marlon should have known not to talk about. No, I said I basically said that. I didn't say it was from Polo Boy.
He took your comment, Polo Boy.
I didn't take it. I was using it to further conversation, to further dialogue. I said it verbatim. He would know.
Anyway. Tony Robinson, I think Will was so emotional that he ignored the logic. Absolutely, for sure.
I agree. Is there anything else I missed since you going on my head?
Yep. I'm gonna just go ahead and check them for you. Lisa was still in her feelings about the he set me up. Missing. Where's Will? We talking about that damn coffee?
Yeah. She's pregnant, bro. She was emotional.
You said she hormonal?
Yes, that's very much so. That's the only thing I can think of, bro. I'm sorry.
And what if they change it to make Nikki Will and Lisa's baby?
That would make sense.
If that baby would make Nikki a lot of sense. And Lisa's baby, damn.
That would make a lot of sense.
Damn.
I mean, it wasn't
out like, damn, Will and Lisa got together early. That's a high school relationship, so they're doomed. But that may be how they tie it together.
Yeah. You weren't right about the first theory, so hopefully you're right about this one.
They probably watched us and they was like, God damn it, change it. Come on. That's why it looks so off now.
Yes, no, I agree. That's what happened. We'll go with that. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Polo Boy says he needs more basketball next season, which I think we'll get. I think he's 17.
Like one game. Now seeing them hoop for one game. That's it.
Yep.
For supposed to be a 5-star recruit.
And that was like mid-season.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see it. I mean, he's 17, so this is his senior year. He's got to hoop out and impress some recruits from Bel Air now that he's not in Philly. Actually, no, he would have already been recruited. So where is he?
Yeah, I don't know. He should have some offers by now, right?
Yeah, something. I don't know. All right. Any other thoughts on Bel Air season finale? What'd you think about it?
Good season. Finale was so. I feel like they left us with just enough cliffhangers to be, all right, what's gonna happen next season?
Yeah.
The Will running off one was felt a little forced, but it is going to give us some good conflicts to start off next season with. Where did he go? How he been spending his time? What happened with him and Lisa? What happened with him and his dad? Is he talking to his mom now? Is he talking to Uncle Phil or Vivian? Why is he even mad at Vivian in the first place? Who knows? We got Jazz. We got Hillary. Let's see how that relationship flourishes. We got Carlton. He's got some demons to overcome. What is he going to look like at the end of or the beginning of next season? Mm-hmm. Vivian's got a large tour and a lot of engagement she's got to do. She's going to be in Blue Eye Space all damn day.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so that's going to be a problem. Uncle Phil got a lot of shit. Uncle Phil got a lot of shit going on. He got to find another nanny.
He got to rehire
a hitman.
A
Batman.
Yeah.
So he had his nanny and his Batman together, but now he's going to have to hire two.
Ooh, no. I can't do that. It's going to have to happen, though. I agree that it seems like with this season, they knew they were already going to get a season 2. So they kind of held on to some things, but gave us cliffhangers to go into the next season with.
That could be. Maybe we push some of the stuff, we kick the can down the road a bit.
To keep people engaged for longer?
For sure. Who do we leave off? Phil. So Ashley,
gets more speaking roles.
Yeah, she'll talk next season. I hope. But all in all, though, it's been pretty enjoyable. I liked it, and I'm excited for season 2.
For sure. Tony Robinson said, I can see Vivian and Reed having a moment, but Reed stopping it out of respect for Viv's marriage. And then he said, I could see a lot more big names guest starring next season.
Oh,
I think we could possibly see some people from the old show, more people from the old show coming into.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to see it at least.
I expect to see it. Keep that trend going.
You got at least 3-4 people that I could think of right away that could be in season 2.
First one you want to see, go.
Carlton.
Alfonso?
OG Carlton.
I was going to say Alfonso myself, yeah.
I feel like Will Smith is just an easy name to say, and I don't even know if he wants to
He's going to be
jump in early on.
He's going to be Carlton's therapist.
Wait. Oh, so old Carlton is going to be...
No, wait. He going to be his sponsor. Carlton going to have to break down and go with the AA or NA. And that's going to be his sponsor, is Alfonso.
After not getting into Princeton? Yeah, I can see that.
Calling it now, baby.
I can see it. It's the thing. We're making it happen. Plus, Will can't be in season 2 or probably season 3 if they do that, because all of his shit getting shut down.
Whatever. I'm not talking about that on here.
All of his shit.
We talked about it.
All right. Okay, so Snowfall episode 7?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Opening scene. Franklin, Leon, and Jerome/Louis meet up to discuss what was said in the discussion with Kane. This is nuts because we got to go all the way back to Kane and that situation.
Yeah. Storm and Norman.
Right. So Franklin, Leon, and Jerome and Louis meet up to discuss what was said in that discussion. Leon proposes that he tries to make things right with Storm and Norm Nixon, since the situation is complicated. Louis and Jerome ain't really hearing it, but Leon said he put everybody down by himself if it came down to it. Any thoughts on that?
It's good enough, right? Ain't that's good enough?
It should be.
Like, hey, look, let me go holler at him. If it don't work out, I'll put it in work. That's reasonable.
That's all you really need to hear. Like, I don't have to do anything.
Louis, I'll be so confused on why Louis' bark is so loud. What the fuck you gonna do? You the only one standing in this room, ain't got no soldiers.
Yep.
You the only one standing in this room, ain't got no muscle except for Jerome. And he trying to live his life right, trying to change his ways.
Yep.
Why are you so confident and so buck? She's always so ready to use somebody else's resources or to push somebody else's buttons. But she's so mad when Franklin does it. I don't really think it has anything to do with treating her like a partner. I just think she want to be up. That's what it seems like.
Easily.
It has absolutely nothing to do with how well Franklin treats you or how respected he treats you or how much he considers your opinion. That don't matter to you. You just want to be in charge. Mm-hmm. That's all it is, fam. Why are you so quick to force other people into doing stuff that benefits you? But you're so mad when Franklin does that.
Since she had the chance to play boss when Franklin was, got shot, I think she caught the bug, and now she wants to get back into being the boss again ever since that. Like, it seems like everything she's done since then has been, all right, this is how we set up me becoming the boss of everything. Or my own shit.
She ain't stopped talking about when her and Reed was working together. It's about the 6th or 7th time. Me and Reed used to work real good together when you was hurt. Hey, no, I did good business with Reed when you was down. Shit, hey, yo, Reed, you remember belair? Is that you, Reed? You know what I'm saying? Like, she been talking about that for at least half a season. So,
facts.
I there's a part of me that didn't want to believe that she would take it that far, to double cross Franklin in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But man, she don't care. She don't care. And see, that's the difference, though. See, Franklin will make a decision without consulting y'all, and then turn around and it'll still benefit y'all. Or at very least, it doesn't leave you ass out with the law or ass out for your life. You know what I'm saying? Or he didn't steal from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he may make a selfish decision without considering y'all, but he's still considering the greater good. See, you make decisions for you and only you, and damn who it hurts around you. That's what Louis doing versus what Franklin is doing. Franklin can make a decision, but at the end of the day, he's still trying to make a decision for everyone. You are literally making a decision for you and damning the consequences about what happens around you collaterally.
I would agree with that. Yep. 1000%. Also heads to see Teddy at Parissa's house. Parissa doesn't want Teddy to leave yet, probably because she wants Teddy to herself.
Yeah, man, they got a weird little thing brewing. I'm scared. I'm scared for sure.
Anything involving her, I'm afraid of.
Anybody who's attracted to Reed like that, it needs to be questioned. And then the fact that he went through what he went through, and still messing around with that woman means there's something wrong with Reed too.
Oh yeah, easily.
There's something wrong with you, bro.
Veronique is having issues providing the funding for the bid they're putting in for the big deal downtown. Meanwhile, Teddy is blowing up Franklin's pager.
Yeah, Teddy, you need to mind yourself, bro. Because you could have been in a ditch somewhere. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is with that situation. It could have been anybody that did that. It literally could have been anybody. I don't know why he was so quick to assume the blame for it, telling them all that shit about Peaches and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know if you needed to tip your hand like that so early. Why confirm what he's now going to take the extra measures to take things away from you for? Why would you confirm that? Yeah. I don't feel like they needed to necessarily. Like, we got hit. Shit, you a rogue CIA agent? I know it ain't somebody looking for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like shit. By the end of this episode, I know he probably got some racial animus going on over there, but I know you're not that racist just to think that any black person is associated with me in South Central. You know what I'm saying? Like, any black person with a gun, must be coming for me. You know, I'm sure you've pissed off some black people in your time too. So I just wouldn't have assumed responsibility for what happened there, because we all almost lost our lives. At that point, there was no reason to just assume.
Hell, it could have been retaliation for him killing Alton.
Yeah, what if it was a former Panther? Now, what's up? Huh? What? Oh, you don't know what happened to my dad, right? Fuck.
All right, so Franklin and Teddy meet up, and because now he's been shot, he wants to take everything over, controlling the time and date of the drops, Franklin's security, his legitimate businesses, his mom, damn near every fucking thing, which you kind of just talked about. But he wants to control every fucking thing. Jerome goes to what do they call those? The veteran. I can't think of what those are called.
The VA. Veteran Affairs.
Thank you. Jerome goes to a VA to get information on Peaches. He bribes the receptionist to get to the doctor that saw Peaches a week ago. The doctor says he doesn't remember Peaches, but suggests that Jerome see a counselor as he's wrapping his fists up from beating dude's face in.
That's crazy that he has the type of stresses and the type of triggers that a war veteran has. Yeah. So wait, does Jerome know Peaches from back in the day? Or did he serve with Peaches? We know Peaches is a vet. Is Jerome a vet?
I feel like they served together, and that's how they know each other. But I'm not 100% sure.
That would make sense, right? Like, okay.
I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that.
Maybe he spilled some of that, the Vietnam War effects bled back into his life, his home life, and that's how he ended up the way he did.
Could be. Which is interesting that they're. It seems like they're going to go there.
Yeah.
As far as, at least making sure he gets some help and at least thinking about that side of things. Because, I mean, it needs to be said. Black men need therapy as well. Okay, so Jerome then meets up with a guy that says he knows where Peaches is, but he has to wait until after their meeting, like therapy meeting, where basically Jerome just kind of sits out and kind of listens in and starts to realize more that he probably needs a little bit.
But like, damn, man, these niggas sound just like me. Just like me.
Right.
Sure. That was the craziest part of it, is that it was so much symmetry in between what triggers them and what triggers Jerome.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not it was war or not, we know he's been through war.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, he's experienced those same type of trauma. So he needs it, like you said, man. He needs it, and that's I'm glad that even though he's there to murk Peaches, I'm glad that he was able to find it and stumble upon that group.
For sure. Maybe he'll go back at some point
After he murks Peaches.
I mean, yeah, why not?
He's never going back to that group, fam.
Why not?
He's trying to kill the man that he was there looking for.
But he didn't kill him. We'll get to that later. All
right.
Leon meets with Kane and basically tells Kane how everything went down with Kev. He then extends his hand to offer Kane a chance to be a part of what Franklin has built. Any thoughts on that?
It's easy enough. I don't know why that offer didn't go out while we were at the football game.
It could have.
And then if you was going to accept it, if you came, that's the next part. That's the next part. Is that first of all, did that little sit down happen in episode 7 or episode 8?
7.
No, the sit down between Kane and Mrs. Franklin.
That happened in 8, I think.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that one alone. All right, so he said yes too quick. Leon leaving with a yes from that meeting doesn't make any sense. And that's why everybody was so skeptical of it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. So you went through all the trouble of shooting at all of our closest family members. You missed. And now you want to make some money.
It only makes sense in the sense that they needed to pay retribution for what happened to Kev. This would be the way for them to effectively pay.
Which is nuts. How were they not paying Kev's family? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What's up?
Oh no, I mean that's fucked up. But I mean,
yeah, like how were they not taking care of Kev's family? I mean,
no. That's because that's a day one. You gotta look out for family.
I feel like if it was anybody else, it'd be like, all right, yeah, no, that nigga was tripping anyways. He lost his privileges, but that one, and then the brother is like y'all OG, the one that brought y'all up. Like, how were they not paying his family?
Yeah.
But either way, it was very suspicious that that Leon was able to get that brokered out within one conversation. There was no counter. There was no, all right, well, this is how much I need. Blah, 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 this is my price. It was straight up like, all right, cool.
I mean, it sets them up pretty well.
But then, all of a sudden, he was on a blood vandana. He tried to kill my baby mother, my baby, my mother, my uncle, my auntie, me. They tried to kill everyone. Everybody.
Yep.
But now it's cool. Because we cut you a check. Nigga, you could have asked for a check. You could have asked for a check. You didn't have to spend the money that you spent on the non-hitting ass hitters that you sent.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why I kind of felt the skepticism from Sissy and from Louis and from Veronique. I kind of got the black woman eye roll on that one because it was like, yeah, it sound good. It sound good for sure.
I still don't know how they got the drop on Leon. Like, I get how you would get the drop on
Peaches. Peaches was their way in for everything.
We'll talk about it. Sissy comes to see Franklin after running, and Franklin asks her what she said to Veronique, and then basically tells her to chill the fuck out because she's telling her shit that's scaring her. Effectively.
So let me play devil's advocate here because I've already said what my thoughts were on her telling Veronique what she told her. What if she was only trying to get Veronique to just come to terms with the reality of their situation? Because I kind of ran it back again, and I do remember we mentioned this about Veronique and her expectations of Franklin. And so, like, this idea that he's going to be able to turn the gangster off and separate himself from it when you ask for it, like the mere fact that you even entered into a relationship with this man and it got to the point to where now y'all are having a child together, you have to have already fully accepted the risk. You had to.
Yeah.
You had to. I'm not going to accept anything less than that. You had to have accepted the risk.
For sure.
So with that being the case, by giving Franklin ultimatums in the middle of this shit going on, you're not accepting your role. Maybe that's what she was trying to tell her. Like, you've been known what this was. And it was never going to be the way that y'all dreamt it up of being together. All right, well, he'll isolate me, he'll make me safe, and then eventually he'll leave. You know, it was never going to be that perfect.
Because all of them have to keep their head on a swivel at all times.
At all times. Even after he get out, it's still going to be something that you have to watch your back. He will always have enemies. You will never be completely safe. So come to terms with that. Maybe that's what she was trying to say instead of
right. For sure. Jerome gets taken to this holistic temple, which makes a bit of sense for Peaches to be there, considering what we find out about him. Yeah. Jerome sits there for a minute amongst the calm, and it seems to be pretty therapeutic for him. So,
yeah, good for Jerome, man. Good for Jerome.
For sure.
Definitely needed some of that relaxing.
Especially with what he deals with Louis. Anyway, Louis puts a hit out on Kane, storming Norm Nixon, through Buckley for $150K, but not before some flirting ensues between the two.
Hey, if Buckley ever touched her, it's going to be one time too many. Because that nigga is corny. You talk about Jazz being corny. Buckley?
Jazz ain't corny.
With the
Jazz just drops a corny bar every now and then.
Anyway,
Buckley is corny as fuck.
Buckley is corny as hell, dog. Like corny cousin corny. Yeah. Like L
straight cornball. Yeah.
L7, Weeble. You feel me?
Okay, E40.
No, he's terrible. He's fucking awful. I hope she never. But yeah, man, she's doing too much.
Way too much. But she thinks this is a boss move. She thinks this is what she needs to do to.
She is literally always doing too much. This reminds me of the time that she left Jerome to go be with Claudia because she was mad at Jerome and Franklin. And then she fucked around and ended up having to kill Claudia's ass. And guess who she called to clean the shit up?
Young Rome.
So now, from what I'm able to see from the previews, looks like she's going to fuck this one up too. And guess who she's going to call to clean the shit up? Only this time, you may have just overstepped a little too much this time. You may just have to get your hands and your feet dirty on your own on this one.
For sure.
If
she wants to be the boss, you got to be ready for shit like that.
She's going to have to deal with this shit herself.
Yeah.
No. Don't you come back over here. Don't you show up to the projects looking for niggas. Don't come near the spot, the joint downtown. I ain't got nothing for you. You did this. We told you we had it handled. You decided to handle it another way. So now you take care of it. Don't you come around here. Don't you come over here asking for some goddamn help. No.
All right, Chris Tucker.
No.
All right. Teddy gives a super half-assed apology about why he left so high and dry during the shootout.
As he's telling him to implant all those recording devices on Franklin. Like, boy,
bullshit.
You a special type of bold to leave a motherfucker at a shootout and then tell him to go bug the person that saved his life. Yeah, you a special type of deranged. Yeah, homeboy that saved your life the other week when I left you. Yeah, put all this recording device, bug it right now. Hey, yo, by the way, my bad, I'm pulling off. It was just kind of an instinct, It was your instinct to leave me. It was your instinct to pull off and leave me. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know you have that. I didn't know you had that in you. But now that I know, I can plan accordingly.
Yep.
I can plan accordingly.
Franklin and Leon meet with Louie to tell her that he's now going to be within the mix, thanks to telling them that Storm and Norm Nixon is now going to be in the mix, thanks to a deal that Leon brokered. Louie seems to be okay with it for now, since she plans on having Bro killed anyway.
She's like, hey man, do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's about to be over with.
Anyway,
nuts.
So absolutely nuts. So as it turns out, Peaches may have not had AIDS all this time. Turns out he was just on boy, and he may have stole that money to get the fuck out of America and go to Burma or Thailand.
Which makes sense because in episode 1, he literally watched Franklin smoke Rob. Watched him smoke Rob because he was a junkie. So if he been basing, or excuse me, if he been hitting the pipe
or hitting the heroin,
he already know. Yeah, I'm about to say either one. Whatever the fuck they was in there doing. I don't know what the fuck they was in there doing.
Which makes sense because if he was in Vietnam, I think is what they said, right?
Yeah.
Was he in Vietnam?
Mm-hmm.
They was doing heroin heavy in Vietnam. So
then came home, started doing dog food.
Yeah.
Damn, Peaches. I guess that's better than AIDS. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I guess you can quit drugs. Yeah, it is better. It is better because you can quit drugs. You can't quit AIDS. That's forever.
That's fair. The weird thing is that he's going to fucking Thailand, which I don't know if he's there to go get help or
he's that junkie said he going to Thailand. He ain't going no fucking Thailand.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, that's more opiates. That's like the center of where all the fucking.
Bro been staying at the goddamn Tweak House, so I know he probably done spent all the money that he got on the drugs. He ain't going to no damn Thailand.
He going to Thailand to get it for cheap. cheap. All right, so Jerome is getting all of his priorities together and talking to Louie about them. He wants to make sure that he can go back to making businesses in the hood like Jam and Jerome. Also, I think throughout this season, we assumed that Louie and Jerome were married, but here we are seeing them get engaged. At least I thought they were already married.
I am surprised. Yeah, I was like, well, first of all, y'all have been together longer than anybody else on this show. About damn time, I guess. But, Jerome trying to live his right. He's trying to live right.
Yeah.
Trying to straighten up and fly right.
Well, there is one thing wrong with that, and that's Louie.
Yeah. And she doing all this scheming and shit, all this lying and shit.
That's a fact.
And I didn't like that he was just too gung-ho with the whole killing Kane shit. I'll protect you. I'll protect you.
That's exactly how it
is. Come on, Jerome. Tell her no sometimes so she'll stop doing shit.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Any other thoughts on Snowfall episode 7? Bel Air season finale?
Man, Snowfall. So, things are heating up. It's looking like Franklin's gonna have to be forced into a confrontation with Reed because just offing your dad wasn't enough. So now that he got a stern talking to, it seems like he was a little upset about that. He was a little turned off.
For sure.
Yeah, I think all the rest of the stuff that I wanted to talk about happens in 8.
We a little early. You wanna?
I don't have another hour in me, man.
Big bet. All right.
Well, I have to wrap it here. We promise you we will get you 8 this weekend for sure.
We're a little rusty this week. We enjoyed vacation a little too hard, so we'll be back. We'll be back with some episodes for next week. If nobody in the chat has anything to say, if you ain't got nothing else to say, I guess on that note,
said all the comments. Yeah.
We are out. Peace.